Welcome to my video series regarding the 2025 Ford Expeditions. So in this video series, I take an Active, I take a Platinum, I take a King Ranch and a Tremor and compare it against each other so that you know exactly what you're getting and make a best decision for you. What is going on, social media family? My name is Jorge Lopez, and yes, I am your sales consultant here at Tomball Ford. And man, I want to ask you, I want you to write down in the comment sections below, which trim level would you prefer? This is an Active 200 and an Active 202A. So we're going to compare the two. We're going to do a walk around between the two, show you the differences so that you guys can make the best decision. So comment below, let's dive deep. Let's compare Active 200A versus Active 202A. As always, guys, I like to start my reviews and comparisons on the window sticker. So let me share with you what this guy is. So this is a 2025 Expedition Active 4-wheel drive, 3.5 EcoBoost. So we're definitely going to be talking about the engines shortly, so stay tuned. But what I want to share with you is that this is a 200A equipment group for a price of $68,420. Now, this is the window sticker for this guy right here, which is a 202A package. So if you look at the window sticker, we can see one of the differences is that this one over here is a Max. It is a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive over here. But look at this, guys, right here. Equipment Group 202A is a cost of $4,215. The price for this one is $71,210. So what I'd like to spend some time on is share with you, what does $4,215 give you, and is it worth it to you to jump from a 200A to a 202A? So let's start with the performance and capabilities. Let's go. Now let's talk about the towing capabilities of these vehicles. This is a 4-wheel drive Expedition, and because of that, you get a 373 rear end, and because of that, you get 9,000 pounds of towing capacity. However, this guy over here, the towing capacity is 6,000 pounds. It's a 2-wheel drive. The rear end is a 331, excuse me. Now, I want us to talk about the engines, okay? And I need to know your guys' opinion. So right now we've got a 3.5 EcoBoost engine that came out in 2011. So we've had the EcoBoost now for so many years, but it's the only engine available on the Ford Expeditions. Now, what do you guys think? Would you prefer to have a different engine? I don't know, maybe a V8, or would you guys prefer to have a hybrid engine on something like this? Comment below. I want to know, which engine do you prefer on an Expedition? So now we come to the portion of the exterior walk around. Keep in mind, this is an Expedition Active 202A. This is an Expedition Active 200A. And then just by looking at the front section of this vehicle, you really cannot tell a difference between the more basic and the upgraded one. Everything here in the front going down is the exact same. Cameras, the grille, the texture, your front bumpers, everything is the same. But once we get into the, side bumper area, that's where things get a little bit different. You see this guy right here? Well, that is a sensor that this guy over here does not have. Well, this one here has the added intersection assist with pedestrian detection. So this is an added feature you get on the Expedition. Now I'm gonna stay back because I want you to look at the wheels. The wheels are different. You got a 20-inch wheel on the Active 202 versus 18-inch wheels, and I can't believe Ford is still doing 18-inch wheels on the Active 200. But yes, wheels are so the difference between this and that. Also, you've got zone lighting, which is another difference. You can tell that guy over there does not have it. Now, all Expeditions do have your keyless entry, where you can lock your doors by just touching and grabbing each of the handles around the Expedition. Now, what I like about this Expedition 202 is that you've got your keyless entry keypad. So we'll give you a code which will unlock the doors, and that way you don't have to carry the key with you. I'm glad that Ford kept the keyless entry keypad for 2025 Expeditions, because if you recall, on the 25 F-150s, Ford X'd that out. I love the fact that that's back in the Expeditions. The roof rails, there's no difference on between the two. So these are minor changes, but they still count. Differences between 202 and 200. If you notice, the fobs are the same, no change. Now, one of the things that I do want to point out while we are on the back part of the Expedition is the applique. Now, standard on the applique is to have this section to be black. Now, really, you can't tell on this one because the whole vehicle is black. But what do you guys think? Comment below and let me know if you prefer the contrast or if you prefer a solid color. Now, both of these have the remote start. Both of these also have the power split tailgate, as you can see right here. This one is opening up, and then I'm gonna open this one up because I wanna share with you how they look different. Now, this is a programmable thing in the settings section of the screen. You can have this one up or down like that. I love the fact that if you go grocery shopping, all of the groceries actually stay in here and they don't fall out. So I love the fact that Ford did this design. Now, another thing that I want to point out on the 200 package, you've got an 80-20 split bench. Now, come over here. I want to show you the difference and the upgrade that you get when you go with a 202, which is that middle section. Yes, that middle section is able to be folded forward. So if you've got something long, like a canoe, or you just need to carry something long, you can go through it, set it, tie it down, and you still have seating for 6 people. So now let's talk about the interior. This is again Equipment Group Active 200 package. Let's start here in the paneling. You got a little bit of cloth material there. You got your vinyl right there. Obviously you power everything. You've got your red stitching coming along, and you can actually also see it along the seats. Now, the center console, that is the biggest difference between a 202A and a 200 package. This does not have that power center console that slides back. You have a lot of the storage, but you don't have, that ability to have things secured. Now, the cloth seats on the second row, you can appreciate the look of the cloth seats. And if you can notice, very obvious, this is a bench seat. You cannot get, I repeat, you cannot get captain seats on the second row. And now look at the roof. The roof right there, solid. There is no twin panel moonroof option on Equipment Group 200. So that's another difference. Now we come to the technology, which is pretty much the same thing. There's no difference. You've got your big display. You've got your display here for your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your Google Maps. Everything here, as you can see, is the same between this 200 Active and 202 over there. Now, lastly, difference is a Blue Cruise. Normally you would have a camera right here. This guy does not have it. So that's another difference. So let's spend a few moments now talking about the Equipment Group 202 and see what that has in store for us. Let's go. All right, now we are inside Equipment Group 202A on the active trim level. This part right here, really no difference. There is no change between this and Equipment Group 200 that we just saw. But as you can see the inside here, this is one of the biggest difference that you get on Active 202A, which is your leather, or better called ActiveX material. ActiveX material is a man-made synthetic material that looks and feels and kind of smells like leather as well. You still have your red stitching there, but one of the differences other than the ActiveX is your center console and how this is power, because it is not power on Equipment Group 200. You got the storage capacity there, which is actually pretty deep, so you can store a lot of stuff there. You got a wireless charging pad, and by having the center console having power, then you can go ahead and have your kiddos get your cup holders a lot easier. Now, talking about the kiddos on the second row, captain seats. The captain seats is what's standard on Equipment Group 202A. Now, if you need capacity for one more person, that's okay, because you can also get the bench seat. But I love this because you got this little hallway that you can use to access your third row. You got an armrest there, obviously the armrest on the door. In my opinion, this is a little bit more comfortable seat than having a split bench. Now look at the roof. This one does have standard the twin panel moonroof. So I love that. I don't know what you think, comment below. But how you see this Expedition Equipment Group 202A is how every single one of them come. Which one do you prefer? ActiveX, leather, or the cloth? So now to recap between Active 202A and Active 200, I'm gonna read down the list of these items that you get on this guy that you don't get on this guy. For 4,215 bucks, you got your Blue Cruise, the flex powered console, the front side laminated glass, which by the way, if you guys not have seen my TikTok, I go into detail as to how that is a huge benefit to the customer. You got your panoramic vista roof, you got your third row flexible seating, zone lighting that we talked about on this video. You got your second row captain seats, you got bench over here, you got ActiveX material, you got your memory driver seat, you got your 20-inch wheels as well, heated steering wheel. Your mirrors are automatic power fold in, rain sensitive wipers. You also have heated seats, your keyless entry keypad, your garage door opener, and your wireless charging pad. So yeah, these are just a few things that this Expedition has. And this is just a quick review of me showing you the difference between Active Equipment Group 202 versus the 200. In my personal opinion, I feel that we would be getting a lot more of the Active 202's orders. I feel that most customers would see value in having your leather, having your twin panel moonroof, having the extra technology. That is my opinion, but I feel like for 4,215 bucks, I think this is a clear winner. Now, yes, obviously there's market for, this level of Expedition, and that's why Ford makes it, because there's a market for that. But for the general census, I think Equipment Group 202A wins. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below which one you think. And I sincerely appreciate you giving me a shot to show you this. And if you have not subscribed to the video, to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do that. And then also share this video to somebody that might be looking for an Expedition. But other than that, on to the next video. Have a blessed day.